So now on our show, we're going to take a look at this a brand new kind of horror thriller that comes from actor Jay Baruchel, who, of course, most people would know from being the voice of Hiccup in How to Train Your Dragon. He was in this Sorcerer's Apprentice, and of course in one of my favorite comedies of all time, This Is the End. Now, he actually directs this film aside from performing in it as well. And I've got to say that this film kind of shows that Jay Baruchel is quite a gifted director. Now, I'm kind of embarrassed to admit that I didn't even know this movie was being made because there's so many people in this film that I like. It's called Random Acts of Violence. It's available on Shudder right now, and it's about to come out on DVD as well. And basically, the story for this film is all about this character Todd, played by Jesse Williams, and his partner Kathy Jordana Brewster, and their friends Aurora, played by Neema Wilson, and Ezra, played by Jay Baruchel. Now, Todd has kind of made a little bit of a name for himself doing this underground, I'll get the word right eventually, underground comic book about a serial killer that he had a little bit of a clash with when he was younger. I won't go too much into that. I don't want to ruin that part of the story, but let's just say that he has based this comic book on a real-life serial killer. Now, he and his manager, Ezra, the Jay Baruchel character, they decide to go to this big comic book convention. Now, one of the artists that helps out with the comic book is Aurora. She decides to go as well and do some artwork on the way. And Kathy Jordana Brewster's character is working on her own project, and she decides to go along with them as well to this convention. Now, everything is going fine until murders suddenly seem to start following them on this journey. And it appears to them that this serial killer is back and killing people. Now, there's almost a little bit of a joyride feel to this film. For people in other countries, I think the film was called Roadkill in some countries as well. Which is kind of got a little bit of a weird Fast and Furious kind of vibe thing going there as well, because of course one of the stars of the Fast and Furious is one of the stars of Roadkill, and Jordana Brewster is in this film. Now, what I liked about this movie was that it didn't go for that kind of commercial slasher feel. This film is violent. It is extremely violent. And I think because I saw Jay Baruchel's name attached to it as director, I was expecting it to kind of be a commercial film. This is not. This is the kind of film that you could easily show at somewhere like Monster Fest or any of those really serious horror film festivals, because this film is truly amazing. It is gory, but it's got enough of a story in there to keep those people interested that wants a story with their horror film as well. The thing that this does so well is it makes these characters kind of gruff, but also likable. I mean, there's times in here with the way Todd speaks to Kathy where you're kind of like, oh, he's a little bit of a jerk, but you still like him. And I think that works really, really well with this film. It's got a road trip vibe to it as well, but it's like Jay Baruchel took all of these different genres, brought them all together, and it works really well. Now, I've got to say, too, with the performances here, Jordana Brewster is fantastic as Kathy. Getting to see her outside of the Fast and Furious realm is really, really interesting. It doesn't happen all that often anymore, and sadly so, especially when you watch this film and see what a great actress she is. I was really impressed with Jay Baruchel in this film. He is so good in this film and so natural in his character that at the start I was kind of like thinking, is that him or isn't it him? Like, it looks like him, but yeah, he is really, really good in this. Jesse Williams also great in this film. He does this role so well. Like I said before, he makes this character gruff and believable, but you still really, really like the character, and you want him to try and get through this film. I'm not going to say too much about what happens with plot spoilers in this film, but let's just say that people out there that like a little bit of gore in their horror films, they are not going to be disappointed with this film. I really, really liked it. Can't recommend it highly enough. If you're a fan of true horror, then go and check this film out, either on Shudder or check it out on DVD. It's called Random Acts of Violence, and I'm giving it 4 out of 5.